I'm stronger than I've ever been before. When you're feeling weak, we're stronger. We are strong. We're stronger. Stronger than we've ever been. Before.
I'm in here, sir. I'm rolling, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. We're gonna get out here and check out a little bit of your rice and your soybeans and see what else we got to offer. You know, I appreciate the highlights on resilience and I think, you know, they ask for real highlights, you know, at the table. It's something that is easy for people to digest, you know. No matter be it on the farmland, in the schoolyard, corporate America, if you're invited, and even when you aren't invited, if you get exposed or have an opportunity to be exposed to something that's a little different, maybe out of your comfort zone or where you come from. I remember some of my friends in Fayetteville being hell-bent on, I can't go to class with this many white people. I remember it so vividly, like, how do you do it, Eddie? And I thrive in being a part of an unnatural environment.
Yeah.
Some people don't, but the reality for some of my friends when they left Fayetteville was, man, I'm glad I used to see you doing it, because now in corporate America I can adapt and adjust a lot better.
Yeah.
That was all about being at the table.
At the table.
Being able to pick up things and get knowledge and information and see different ways that people operate while never losing my core self.
Right.
And that would be something that I hope our young people can tag into, is you don't have to lose yourself when you get to the table. No. Just go in and take notes.
Bring yourself to the table. Bring your whole self. And you can figure out a way to do that respectfully.
Yeah.
Without compromising.
Yeah.
But you don't have to, you don't have to be angry necessarily.
Yeah.
But bring your whole self to the table. Yeah. And I can see that's what I like about having had the opportunity to go to the U of A. For me, especially being in agriculture, it was practice.
Yeah.
It was practice for a career, because in any given day, now on the farm it's a little different, but on any given day when I was with the company, I was typically the only one.
Sure.
There,
Sure.
So you just get used to it. Yeah.
Heck, it was 2004. I was one of 3 or 5, and at first it was a little alarming, but I adapted. But it was the gratefulness of the University of Arkansas's exposure beyond the classroom that allowed for me to adapt into corporate America settings.
Yep.
Because of a biology class with 200 students and 5 of them looking like me out of 200, or a Western Civ class and I'm the only one.
Yep.
All of those things, though at some point were a little daunting, they were really the fuel that lit my fire.
Gotcha.
Because I was like, well, I hadn't changed. If anything, I've grown and evolved.
Yeah.
But my true root was still right back in Jefferson Manor with the fellas and girls I grew up with that looked like me, and the single parent moms that were feeding us.
Yep.
And just took it to another level, and I'm grateful for that.
There you go.
We're rolling through. We've got corn to our right. This is soybean to our left, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
That would be correct.
400 acres. What's the largest farm you've been on?
Probably. I've been on some 20,000 acre farms.
20,000.
And they're not all in one spot, but I've talked to several 20,000 acre farmers, and they're growing. I mean, they're growing. You see a lot of farmers going out. It's very rare to see good land idle. The land is farmed. It's just a lot fewer people doing it. Which is interesting, because once again we get back to equity in an equitable setting.
Appreciate that approach. For not that, who knows?
I'll call it back.
So this is what they look like when they're first planted back there, and this is
No, this is rice.
Oh, this is rice.
This is
Okay,
rice,
we're in
yeah.
rice now. Okay.
And this is. I'll take you to this corner. We got two different, actually three. One is not mine. My neighbor here is growing levee rice, contour levees. They follow the contour of the land. This is row rice. We water down the row and just let it cascade from top to bottom, and we hold the flood on the lower end. Just keep as much water as we can on it before it runs off the overflow board on the low end. Same thing on the right, which is row rice. If you look through these trees, there are levees in here that are crooked. We call them contour levees because they follow the natural contour of the land. And so from one levee to the next, it's 2 inches difference in elevation. So you just let the water cascade down in order to keep it on. Row rice here, row rice there. When we turn this corner and look across the ditch to the left, this is me, and that is what we call zero grade rice. That field has been precision level to be tabletop flat. So there are no levees in it. You just maintain a certain level of water across the whole field.
That's why it looks.
That's why it looks.
touch.
Yeah. So row rice, zero grade rice, contour levee rice, all in one little spot. Corn in the background.
Wow. That
Yeah.
corn looks different.
Yeah.
You know, tell me this. Some of our younger guys are looking at these new technology-based, what do they call? Not CRMs. It's the way Amazon's doing things now.
Oh.
Having it ready and getting it out. At one point in time, America fed America.
Yeah.
Arkansas fed Arkansas. You know, Nebraska fed Nebraska. Idaho, potatoes fed Idaho.
Yeah.
And maybe it was some trade off there, but could we ever get to a point in America where what we grow is what we consume again, or is it become too dependent on the mass manufacturing of it? And
I think it's never say never.
Yeah.
Mr. Armstrong, but how can I say this? Once you use a commode a time or two, the outhouse loses its appeal, right? So once you get accustomed to going to a grocery store or
Sure,
Whole
you're right.
Foods or whatever, and that product is there, and you can get it, and you don't have to wait or anything, it just becomes, that becomes the paradigm shift. To go back to a different system might require people to be a little more patient. I don't know that if enough people had the patience to do it, to support a local market that would stand that up, maybe.
mm-hmm.
I fear, though, that the masses of people are going to want to go to a store, that product be there when they want it, like they want it, and they'll get it and go on their way.
corn starch, things like that. But I think about all of that and I say, if it was once done and they're looking at programs like SNAP and taking away sweets, and you can't buy certain things on your SNAP benefit card now. No different than this farm or Carpenter Farms or Mr. Haney,
Yeah.
Much love to PJ Haney.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we grow it and provide it
You
to
could.
our neighbors and co-ops and then opportunities, and not only grow it, provide it with technology now. As quick as you grow it, Amazon and Bezos,
Yeah.
you can put the same type of facility to house it and get it out
So
to.
if you grow it, we can get it moved around
Correct.
where it needs
We
to
can
go.
get it there.
Something to think about.
Drones are here.
Yep.
DoorDash, Grubhub, all of that.
Yep. Certainly is a possibility. Yeah.
Restaurants being in need of it, but heck, you get it, you grow it, you get it to them, they make it, they get it to the table.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're in a really interesting time because there is this whole organic push for everything from fresh potato chips to sugar-free cookies and
Whole nine, yeah.
Coke Zero, whatever it is. But it all comes from right here on this ground
Yes,
first.
it does. Yes, it does. All right.
Solid tree lines.
Tree line, property line. Yeah.
I wonder how much of Arkansas's land is still. I know most states are still predominantly rural states.
Yeah.
We don't think about that, but land is still the mass you think about just inner cities and population swells of downtowns and inner cities, urban areas, but there's just so much land still out here.
Yeah.
Which is opportunity.
Yep. Yep. You're right.
Is Arkansas considered one of the, I mean, it sits right in the middle of the United States.
Yeah.
The best places to farm because of its ground soil, and I mean, what makes Arkansas such an attractive place to farm? Considered, I mean, I granted the Mississippi River.
Yeah, you got the Arkansas and the Mississippi, and when you go to Eastern Arkansas, you know there's 5 rivers that run into the Mississippi from Memphis to Little Rock.
Huh.
You know, and those river valleys historically have been very fertile, so that gives it a slight advantage. Now, is it the best? Maybe not, because you got just to the north of you, everybody got their own stuff, right? But to the north of you, when you go to the Midwest, Iowa, Illinois, certain parts of Wisconsin, the soils up there are deeper and more fertile than the soils down here. And so that's why they don't irrigate. Certain things they don't do. Now the growing season is shorter, but the days are longer and more intense. And so I like Arkansas, though. I guess it's what I grow with. You get used to it. You know that if I can get this crop to a certain level, these beans, for instance, we'll lay pipe on them. We'll be watering those on Monday if it doesn't rain, and they'll take off. And in 10, maybe 14 days, you won't be able to see the ground. And I mean, that's how close they are. So we got them cleaned up, and now that's the next step, you know. In Iowa, Illinois, they'll get to that stage without using additional irrigation because their soils are just that much better, you know. But they don't have irrigation. They don't have the plentiful water supply that we do. So pick your battles, I guess, is what it's like. Yeah.
You say that the land's a little bit better as you go up a little bit north of us.
Yeah.
Because of New Orleans, and I've been researching and studying this whole bromine lithium play.
Yeah.
And my research partner said, you got to remember, man, all of this was Arkansas and Louisiana was part of the ocean. This was all underwater at one point in time.
Yeah, way back when.
Way back when. And so when you get up further north, like you said, you know, of course, I never thought about that.
And those, you know, down here we were primarily forested soils, which were a little shallower, whereas up there they were prairie. That was a chicken litter pile, just so you know.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so what we do, we put out is like, I think 2 piles in this field. So we put enough here to handle that field, this, and these 2 fields, and the others over there. And that spot's gonna be bare this year. Next year, this will probably be corn, but we rotate.
Okay.
It'll be beans over here. Next year, that spot will have probably some of the strongest corn on the whole damn farm, just because of the chicken litter pile.
Huh? So because that's set in the
Because that's set in the dirt. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the science behind rotating? I mean, I would have thought that you grow corn over here, you always got to grow corn there. You grow rice back there, you got to always grow it where you.
Now crops do better. So there are certain diseases that will live in corn, that if you go corn after corn after corn, you have to put out more fungicides, you have to do a different fertility program. If you rotate to soybeans, the soybeans will take advantage of the residue that the corn leaves behind without having to fight the diseases that the corn leaves behind, because they're not susceptible to it. Same thing with here. Soybeans have a tap root. They go down and kind of penetrate the dirt as they go down. Corn has what we call a fibrous root, meaning that it kind of spreads out a little bit. It goes down some, but it just kind of fans out. So the different rooting structure of the 2 plants makes it favorable for one to follow the other in a rotation. So you do better by rotating. You know, yeah.
You know, I know.
Good old agronomy.
Yes, agronomy. On this drive, you know, everything you said, everything's in a rush.
Yeah.
Speed to get down here, speed to go.
Yeah.
Speed on your phone.
Yeah.
One thing I've never seen a farmer be is in a rush.
Yeah.
You just rolling through here. You ain't gassed it to get us back. You just it's a and that's a lived experience. You know, people aren't on farmlands in a rush to get nothing done.
Come here during harvest.
Okay.
Or planting time.
Oh, they move.
You'll see a different animal.
Okay.
What the fuck you want to do? We gotta get it.
We gotta get this shit out of here. I got it.
And self-included, I've had interns from UAPB, you know.
Yeah.
One guy, this is about, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, Brent says, you know, Dr. Goldman, I've noticed when we're harvesting, you're a different man. He said, I'm like, yeah.
Turning that clock on. We got to get this out the ground now.
My goal is when you're harvesting, you know, you got to get everything lined up. My goal is for that, when I crank that combine up in the morning, I don't want it to stop until we shut it down that evening.
Really?
That means the grain cart's got to be in sync. We catch on the go. Grain cart to the truck go to the Tyson or to the elevator, and that combine keeps rolling. And now, very rarely does that happen because they'll get backed up at the elevator or something like that. But my goal is to keep that combine moving. Yeah.
Get it in and get it out.
Get it out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Such a blessing, man. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Thank y'all. It's been a pleasure.
I'll put this back in your seat.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Please be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, streaming platforms, and be sure to subscribe.